Moving on to B, consideration action on a resolution in support of the Opportunity Zone application. This is Resolution 2013-07, City of Snellville support for Evermore Opportunity Zone, Gwinnett County and City of Snellville Opportunity Zone application. Whereas the Mayor and Council of the City of Snellville seek to create greater economic opportunity and encourage the startup and expansion of local businesses within identified redevelopment areas in the City of Snellville. Whereas the Mayor and Council affirm support for the Evermore Opportunity Zone, Gwinnett County and City of Snellville Opportunity Zone application and its submission to the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. Whereas the City of Snellville Urban Redevelopment Agency approved the Urban Redevelopment Plan on September 4, 2012, and approved the revised redevelopment area 4 boundary in the Urban Redevelopment Plan on January 24, 2013. Whereas the Mayor and Council are in support of the joint effort by the City of Snellville and the Evermore Community Improvement District to prepare and submit an application to establish the specific Urban Redevelopment Plan redevelopment areas, that's a mouthful, as outlined in the Evermore Opportunity Zone application, Gwinnett County and City of Snellville. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Snellville, Georgia, that the Mayor and Council reaffirm approval of the City of Snellville Urban Redevelopment Plan adopted on September 24, 2012, and the Mayor and Council approve the Evermore Opportunity Zone application, the Gwinnett County and City of Snellville, and the submission of the application to the Department of Community Affairs. Resolved this 25th day of March, 2013. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2013-07?
Motion to approve Resolution 2013-07 in support of the Opportunity Zone application.
There is a motion by Councilman Emanuel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Howard. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of support of Resolution 2013-07 signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, that is 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. C, consideration action on intergovernmental agreement for the allocation and distribution of proceeds from the title ad valorem tax. Authorize the mayor to execute the agreement. Mr. Sanders, you want to give us a background?
Last year's legislative session, as part of the overall tax reform changes that the legislature enacted, it included the ending for all car sales after March 1, 2013, the ending of the birthday ad valorem tax, as well as the sales tax on vehicles. This is what took its place. This is what you have before you tonight, Madam Mayor and Council, is an intergovernmental agreement with the county for them to collect the new title tax on all vehicle sales after March 1, 2013. And those folks who purchased a vehicle within a time frame before that date can also choose to go with the one-time title tax. This is an agreement that all municipalities within Gwinnett are entering into with the county, and it assures that the revenue collected by the county will be distributed to us and other communities. I would recommend adoption of the agreement.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Sanders? Do I have a motion to approve authorization of the mayor to execute the agreement?
So moved.
There's a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Litz. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Councilman Emanuel. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. That concludes our regular agenda. Now for council reports. Councilman Howard.
Thank you, Mayor. You heard earlier about Officer Neil Bullock and his efforts and the award that he won recently. You know, you've heard me say before and sing the praises of our public safety department, and that's just one example. And you know, not everybody has a good experience with our public safety department, but they shouldn't be doing something wrong. So good job, Chief, and everybody. Just make sure Mr. Bullock gets that message. Tony Powell, good to look over to my right and see you there, buddy. Thank you. To everybody in the city that supports not only this council, but all of the efforts of the community garden, the farmers market. We're going to have a good year. I'm really excited. We've got, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but we've got the grand opening of the community garden coming up April 7th, I believe it is. So certainly everybody's invited to there. We have the continued operation and the continued success beginning on June 1st of the award-winning, nationally recognized Snellville Farmers Market. And I'm so proud of that bunch that does that. So June 1st, let everybody know there's going to be a big party out on the green. We're going to sell a bunch of fruits, vegetables, smelly soaps, and all that other good stuff. And you don't have to eat the smelly soaps, okay? It's not, you know. Again, we continue to create the environment in this city that creates that sense of community. And we continue to do that. The garden will continue to do that. And the people that give their heart and soul to this city, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So everybody travel safe going home. Thanks. Hey, no pictures tonight.
Councilman Emmanuel.
I'd like to also offer my congratulations to Officer Bullock. I probably sound like a broken record, but the police department just time after time after time does an outstanding job. And I know quite a few of the officers, and I don't know one that I don't have the utmost respect for, and just watch them go about their duties and just execute them with just top professionalism. So I'd like to congratulate again Chief Whitehead for running such a good department, and all the officers, with the possible exception of Sergeant Sergeant Coates. I had to put that in there. He's one of the best guys we have as well. I don't know that there's a bad one in the group, and they're all really friendly people. I got a feeling you don't want to be on their wrong side, but they'll do anything in the world they can to execute their job with top professionalism. Police Academy has been mentioned. Excellent experience. If you have any interest and haven't participated, I'd advise you to do so. And I'd like to thank Project Pause and Analytical Forensics for helping out our dogs. I don't know who I like better, the police officers or the canines, but they're both excellent. And don't forget, as Bobby said, the farmers market's coming up. I think it's going to be another award-winning year for the market. And community gardens getting close. That's going to be exciting too. Have a good night. Thanks for coming tonight.
Councilwoman Kraus.
It's occurred to me that several times during my council reports, I mentioned the coop this and the coop that, and we're doing this and we're doing that. And because I know what the coop is, I expect everybody else to know what the coop is. And I've been questioned as, what is the coop? So if you'll allow me tonight, I'm going to try to give a short description of the coop. It is the continuity of operations plan, and it refers to the internal efforts to assure the capability exists to continue essential functions in a response to a broad spectrum of emergencies or operational interruptions. COOP planning is an ongoing process that is driven in part by growth in the change of information systems, personnel, and mission critical needs. Operational interruptions may include a routine business renovation or maintenance, mechanical failure of heating or other building systems, fire, inclement weather, or other acts of nature, or a range of threatened or actual attacks. Other events that may interrupt departmental activity include failure of information technology, the IT systems, and telecommunications due to malfunction or a cyber attack. That is the easy definition of a COOP. It is very important that we get this COOP together and that we get it passed. So in other words, the COOP sets forth a concept of operations, identified essential functions, and outlines 3 potential phases of operation: activation and relocation, alternate facility operations, and reconstitution. My biggest concern, and believe me, there are many, but I tend to gravitate constantly to this one. We need to conduct essential operations from an alternative operating location within 12 hours of something happening, of some event that takes us out of City Hall. And we need to be able to operate at least for 30 days. Hopefully not 30 days, but we need to be able to operate. This city needs to function outside of City Hall for at least 30 days. And denial of access to City Hall makes me very nervous. And with the police department physically a stone's throw away, it kind of gives me nightmares too, because we may not have access to either the City Hall or the police department. Relocating City Hall sounds easy enough. We'll just go somewhere else and proceed with business. It's not. It's not easy. And Lieutenant McKinney has worked diligently on this COOP, and Melissa has been his right-hand man as far as this COOP goes, with advice from the city manager, help from the chief, help from the COOP group that is trying to put this together. And I just wanted you to know that when I talk about the COOP, it really is something that's very important to this city, and I would be very happy to answer any questions that anybody has about it or wants to know more information about it. And I'm certainly not 100% knowledgeable yet on this COOP, and I can refer you to Lieutenant McKinney, Melissa Arnold, Chief, or Butch. Thank you for your attendance tonight, and have a good week.
Mayor Pro Tem Witz.
I would be remiss if I didn't take every opportunity that's given to me to thank everybody in this community for the support and prayers that we received, my wife and I have received over the last 2 weeks. We were both humbled by the amount of compassion that was shown by this community. The day after we got back from Washington, the mailman literally had to bring the mail to our door because they could not get all the mail in our mailbox. I mean, we're humbled. We want to thank all of you. While we were in Washington, my wife made a decision that rather than have people send flowers, that they would make donations to the community garden, and that has been done. I want to thank all of you for doing that. I know it's still in progress, so we'll get back to you at a future time and let you know how that worked out. But once again, I want to thank each and every one of you in the community for what you've done for us. We will never ever forget it. On another note, I'm here tonight to turn myself in to the police department. I've committed a crime. This afternoon, there was a robbery over at the Public Works Department. It seems that it was discovered that there was electricity being stolen through an extension cord plugged into the Public Works Department, running over to the new community garden. And it was me. Mea culpa. I'm very sorry. Not only that, but in true transparency, I got to tell you that I did it 2 days previous today, too. So I'm like a 3-time offender. As many of you know, Carol and I are donating the arbor at the garden, and we want to get it finished in time for the grand opening on the 7th, which you're all are welcome to. And we were a little bit concerned about that, being out of town. So I had one of my people, one of my best carpenters there today, working on it. And, well, he's a co-conspirator because we plugged into Public Works and stole electricity. We did an analysis today of the equipment, how long it worked, how many boards we had to cut, how many nails we had to do. We came up with the total of the bill was probably about 51 cents. So I've got enough money here. I got $1.53 for all 3 days. I'm going to give that to Melissa so that she could put that in the coffers. And Chief, if there's any fines or penalties, if you let me know, I'll be glad to forward that to the office too. Other than that, thank you all for coming and have a good night.
We'll have a meeting afterwards to raise bail money.
Councilman Sabag.
Well, I'm glad this is another day. It's still cold outside, folks, so bundle up. It looks like winter's coming back in. Last week I spent some time at the Snellville Middle School on Saturday for the job fair. I just wanted to tell the administrators of the school, actually all of our schools, my hat's off to the level of energy and support, and especially the children or the students in there. They really came there with a tremendous amount of zeal, wanted to learn, wanted to know. In fact, if these folks were given that opportunity, they probably want to jump right into the workforce. So part of that deal was an education to them. A lot of them sat with me and talked and told them what needs to be done. Of course, I emphasized the education portion of it. So my big thank you to the principals on both the schools, high school, middle school, and every school here in the community, because I know these children really are not going to get the education without proper teachers in there. So again, that was an eye-opening for me. I think we have a tremendous amount of children ready to look up for to us for leadership, and I know the council have done a lot of work in the past. So this is fantastic, and I appreciate the opportunity to be there with them on Saturday last week. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the council reports. Now for the mayor's report. First of all, I want to thank Councilman Sabag. He was there not just Saturday, but Friday. I had a cough worse than I had tonight, and so he made the announcements for me on Friday, so thank you for filling in on short notice. We did have our first annual job fair for adults on that Saturday at Snellville Middle School. I want to thank the administrators and all the vendors that came out that day. Unfortunately, we didn't have very many job seekers coming out, so maybe that says that our city is not in as bad shape as everyone says it is, and the unemployment rate is lower. But we learned, it was a learning experience, and we will try it again next year. Also want to reiterate the thanks for Officer Neil Bullock for the 2013 Life Saving Award. Also want to thank, though, Lieutenant Tainer, who was awarded the Top Gun Award after he completed the SWAT school program last week. 26 students started and only 20 graduated, and he was awarded the Top Gun Award for that program. So congratulations to y'all. Our police department is a fine police department. I actually had the opportunity 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago to do a ride-along with Officer Rosado, and he is a great officer. He's very refreshing. One of the things he brought to my attention, Chief, is that, none of us are supposed to text and drive, but the police officers have computers in their cars. And at least in his vehicle, you actually have to look down and type. So they're supposed to be watching what people are doing. They're supposed to be driving, and they're supposed to be looking down and typing. So maybe in future budgets, we can look into some touch screens for our officers for computers, because that would make their job a lot easier. So maybe with some SPLOST funds or next year's budget, that's something we could look at. Maybe some drug forfeiture or the Citizens Police Academy. That would be a great donation from them. We have the picture. This is the South Gwinnett High School Junior ROTC. Color Guard attended the state drill this past weekend, and I talked to Sergeant Diaz today, and he said unfortunately they didn't come away as winners, but I told him, look how sharp they look. This is the second year that this program has been in existence, and they're already competing at the state level. So I just want to tell them how proud I am of them and what great ambassadors they are for our city. Also want to thank congratulate the Brookwood High School ice hockey team. Who would have thought we would ever have an ice hockey team here in Snellville? But they are actually the state winners for high school ice hockey this year, so congratulations to all of those guys. I want to invite all of y'all to come out to Snellville United Methodist Church on Saturday, April 6th. The Gwinnett Choral Guild will be doing a performance there on April 6th. And it's getting to be that time of the year. May 4th will be the Snellville Days Parade. I've told you before, our theme this year, it's the 40th anniversary. Our theme is a happy birthday theme, remembering our past, honoring our present, and celebrating our future. Our Grand Marshal this year will be Lou Williams, who is a guard for the Atlanta Hawks and former basketball player at South Gwinnett High School. And so if any of you are interested in volunteering or being a part of the parade, if you'd like to build a float, please let me know. That will be May 4th at 10 o'clock a.m. We'll have the parade here around City Hall. Two more things. First, I want to wish a happy birthday. My grandmother turned 94 this weekend, and my dad, I won't say how old my dad turns, but his birthday is this week, and so I want to wish both of them a happy birthday and thank them for their continued love and support. Finally, we have a gentleman here in Snellville. He is a son of Snellville. His name is Rennie Curran. He was a football player at Brookwood High School, went on to play to the University of Georgia, and was drafted into the NFL. Along the way, he's had some bumps in the road, and I've become a friend of Rennie's and a mentor with him. And I'm so proud this spring he has gone back to school at the University of Georgia and is finishing his degree there. He actually has signed a contract to go into the Canadian League, and he has a video and a book that's coming out about not giving up and not to quit. So I just want to ask all of y'all, we need more people like Rennie in our city. We need to support people in their efforts in our city. So I wanted to play a short clip from Rennie Curran. So I want to just say thank you to Rennie. I'm so proud of you, and we all could learn a little bit to be more like him each and every day. So with that, I want to thank each of you for coming out tonight. I will open the floor to public comment.
My name is Joel Davenport. I live at 2211 Pinehurst Road in Snellville. A few different things. Number one, Tom, again, my condolences from my family. Number two, thanks to Snellville Police. I've lived in Snellville for 41 years. So I've seen it from not very few officers to what we have now. And I actually feel safe. I will put it that way. Number three, I should say, Mr. Powell, it is a pleasure to see you sitting back in that spot. As I said, I've lived in Snellville for 41, going on 42 years. I've seen a lot of change, a lot of different things happen. Recent events, I cannot recall a time to see how, I'm trying to think of a political way to put it. Basically, to feel the negativity towards this city. You know, yes, we have great things that go on in this city. The community garden, the farmer's market. You know, there are, unfortunately, those don't reach the media. The negative is what reaches the media. and it continues to show. And you continue to, hear about, and makes you really want to question, why things are occurring. The time that is spent, wasted, funds wasted on things that should not have went as far as they did. And unfortunately, it does all point back in one direction. And based off of that, I'm going to end my statement tonight by simply asking for Mayor Couts to resign and step down as the mayor of Snellville. Thank you.
My name is Kathy Emanuel, 1313 Temple Johnson Road. First off, this isn't why I got up here, but I'd like somebody to get a message to me, because the way that ROTC looked, as far as I'm concerned, they did come away winners. They look sharp. Nobody mentioned that we also have a run, our 5K and 10K run coming up that's sponsored by the Snellville Police Citizens Alumni Association and the Rotary Club, and that will be on date June 15th, so please mark your calendars. You'll start to see posters coming out, and we'll have the information going out, but I just wanted to give everybody a chance to mark their calendars on that, and we'll be getting the information out. Thank y'all.
My name is Jamie Dempsey, 430 Crested View Drive, Loganville. Wanted to bring up another positive thing about what's going on in Snellville, and just wanted to say thank you to Mayor and Council, and for some of you specifically that were involved in this. I guess it was back in December or January, the monthly blood drive in Snellville was in the name of Tori Williamson. A young lady who was burnt severely, third-degree burns over 60% of her body around Thanksgiving time as she was lighting a campfire for her 3-year-old and 6-year-old to roast marshmallows. And a can of gas exploded and a lot of bad things. Anyway, she is out of her coma and has been out of her coma for a couple of weeks now, but the other day she ate for the first time and was complaining that she wanted Subway. So I want to let you guys know that, and for those of you in the audience as well, just how important giving blood is. And Tori's family appreciates what Snellville has done for their family very, very much. And it means more than you know. And it's very interesting because when Tori knew that this, she was in a coma for several months, a drug-induced coma, but recognizing that that the city of Snellville had done this for her, she started crying, and she said, "Well, please ask them to continue to give blood," because her family has seen other people's families coming in while they've been sitting up there in the waiting room, and you never know whose life you're saving, and I just want to say thank you for saving lives in Snellville. Thank you.
Seeing none, I'll close the floor. (8:29), this meeting stands adjourned.
Make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second.